All right.
No, I'll lean back.
All right, we're back in.
All right. Don't worry, we can always edit out the beginning if we need to.
What's wrong with the beginning?
This isn't going live.
It'll sound better. It'll look better.
All right, so we're gonna sit at our desk like this, like I'm at a newscast.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like at a
What do you wanna
newscast.
Okay.
Well, that's
Maybe we'll roll back a bit.
kind of the only way we can. All right, so last week we had some audio issues. Yes, we're well aware of it. I've heard from more than one person that it sounded like shit. Okay, so we've switched things around. Here we are. Here we are in this cozy Three Stooge kind of arrangement.
I don't know how we're gonna show up.
It looks weird, doesn't it?
It looks pretty bad.
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll make do with it for now.
We're
I
like a
suppose.
news flash. Here, we're coming to you.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is week 2 of our burner blueprint
That was week 3.
challenge. No, we started. It's 2 weeks since we started. So we're at the end of the set. We're recapping the second week, is what it is, going into the third week.
Yeah.
Right. So, just a reminder for everybody. Darren. Actually, I guess we should introduce ourselves. Okay, I'm Rick DeBanks.
I'm Darren McGregor again.
And David McGregor.
Right. And okay, so starting off and what we're doing is we're doing different versions of the burner blueprint. I'm doing full-on keto, and with cycling in some carbs later on down the road. Darren is doing just low carb
And burner.
and yeah, we're all doing burner. And David is doing more body recomposition.
Yeah.
David.
Targeted carbs.
David's trying to out-angle me on the arms there.
I always get the good angle when I feel tiny.
Yeah. Get out of here, Pee-wee.
Oh yeah. Right.
So anyways, so we started 2 weeks ago, and we started with Darren. Darren is 239 pounds at the start, and his goal is to get down to 220 at the end of the 9 weeks.
You'll see.
Darren had a rough week.
No, I did.
The first week you had a rough. Well, you tell us.
I had a great beach party last night. I did stay away from most beer until I found some of David's fridge this morning or last night. Yeah. Otherwise.
Well, let's just recap the first week. The first week you had some problems, right? The first week Darren came in and
I just wanted to see how
he lost half a pound in his first week.
Yeah. I know how I work. Burner. I know what to do with this.
So tell us what went wrong in the first week.
First week I just lived the way I usually do, and with everything I normally do. I don't know what were you asking for that question about.
Well, you okay. Well, if you start a diet, right? If you start a diet and a nutritional program, and you set a goal, and your goal is to lose, I don't know, 3 or 4 pounds that week, and you don't, there has to be a reason why you didn't, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I guess
It's hard to explain when I have to work 6 days a week or 5 days a week, and if you work graveyard shift, it's trying to get yourself to go do something a little more motivated before or after. And
so. That's it. If you work, forget about doing this.
No, I can do it. Don't worry.
No, you know what? Darren had he was doing, from what I understand, from my secondhand reports, you were doing fine until you got into the weekend. And
The
weekend kind of disrupted him.
Weekends always disrupt me. Every weekend, something comes up. I have to go do something. And
But anyways,
try to maintain.
so Darren's goal was to drop 20 pounds, which works out to about just under 3 a week. And he's doing some fasted cardio. He's taking the burner. He's training 3 times a week. He has access to a gym at his work, which is a nice little bonus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had a bit of a rough first week, but we're going to see if we can get on track for the second week. So,
But remember, I've been still pushing those heavy weights. Now I'm gonna this last few days, I went down to a lighter weight, more reps now, kind of working out. I just don't want to lose it.
right.
When you're able to push 315, you kind of want to maintain that. I like that.
Okay, so let's put Darren on the scale.
Like,
Do you want to?
I'm happy being 230 pounds.
All right. Okay, Darren.
All right, here we go. It's always...
Come on, don't start taking.
Tripped over this chair a bit here.
Empty pockets.
Okay, I'm here. Okay. Ready to see what happens here?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
And we're
Wear the
looking for
same clothes.
234. We're looking for 236. Okay. There you go.
Well, better than you do.
Yeah, we'll live with
Remember,
it.
I haven't really been pro training, but this is just I've been just taking the burner on this actually. That's all I've been doing, and a little bit of weights, and eating pretty well almost the same as I usually do. I try to hold back chocolate, candy, and ice cream, and the other things.
All right, so you're not setting the world on fire, but you got things going in the right direction at least, right?
I can do it if I have to. Right?
2.5 pounds from last week. We'll take it, right?
Oh yeah, it's not hard. I know when it comes down to the crunch, I know what I have to do. If I have to run all day long and ride a bike, to lose weight in a week or week and a half.
Now, in the last week, have you had any challenges in the last week?
Challenges like
Well, anything that would knock you off
oh yeah,
the
I had
program,
it all
right?
week long. I've had cookies and food at work all the time. Lots of food, lots of stuff. I didn't touch any of it.
So temptation a lot,
Temptations always around
right?
every day. So you can't have that around you in your house.
Now, David, you live with Darren, so are you able to are you able to witness any of his
No,
bad habits?
we work
good
the
habits and bad habits?
We just work the exact opposite hours. I see him 2 or 3 hours a day when I get off, and usually your breakfast usually looks good. I see
Yeah.
you eating omelets, and
Just
no
normal-
carbs and
yeah,
shit.
No carbs, no nothing in there.
I
It's
don't
just-
know what happens beyond that.
Yeah.
His breakfast looks good. I'll give him that.
And then I take black beans and a whole bunch of other vegetables and stuff like that. Throw into a salad, and if I have to have a steak or chicken, I'll do that too. But I'm kind of getting away from that.
Right. Okay. I guess we'll move on to me. All right. So I thought I started off at 311.
You did.
Yeah. For some reason I got 310 there. So I started off at 311, and my goal was to go straight keto right through until I get to maybe the mid 280s, and then I'll probably do a carb up and kind of amp things up again. The first week, it was really just about transitioning and cutting out the carbs. And you know what? I was fairly sloppy myself. I mean, not as much as Darren, I guess, but I mean, I was.
It takes time to get yourself.
My
motivated.
my first few days, I found myself I wasn't I wasn't really buckling down, and so I started kicking it up towards the end of the week. And same thing again this week. I found myself putting in more effort in towards the end of the week because I knew I had to weigh in, right? And you don't want to look like
Yeah, exactly. I knew
you
I
don't
had
want to
to
look
weigh
like
in.
an asshole when it's time to. Not that you, not that you look like an asshole, but I mean you don't want to. You don't want to tell everyone that you're gonna drop 4 pounds and drop nothing, right?
Hey,
So-
I'll do it. Don't worry.
Anyways, yeah. So I I had some challenges too.
Mine's about maintaining, not gaining.
Right. My goal for the second week was to tighten it up a little bit and to be a little more active. And to be honest, I kind of missed the mark on that as well. I was a little bit more active in terms of walking and things like that. And I put in a few weight training sessions, but kind of mild stuff and not anything that was really pushing me. To get results, whether it's building muscle or losing fat, you have to be uncomfortable at times, right? Like you have to feel a little bit of hunger, and that's that you're then burning out some fat, right? Or if you're training with weights, you have to feel kind of tired and a little bit just worn out from your workouts, right? And I really haven't experienced any discomfort in the last 2 weeks. So
I had some I didn't have discomfort, but I had a really good with a curling session.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I
you
felt
got to
that
have
was
something. I mean,
burning hard.
that the old saying, "No pain, no gain," right? I mean, that no pain, no loss either, right? Like, so if you're dieting, you can't eat everything you want and expect it all to work out, right?
No, and when I lose weight, I lose strength, right? So it's a real challenge for me right there. I like to be able to push 300 pounds. I like to be able to.
Oh yeah, that's the challenge. You want to
That's the
maintain
thing.
your strength and your muscle as much as you can, and really just lose fat, right?
Yeah.
But there's ways we can do that. So I guess so 311 I started off with a goal of 279. After week 1 I was 304 and a half. So I was pretty happy with that. 6.5 pounds in the first week. Most of that's water, of course, right? But so 303.9 is the target for this week. Let's find out.
What's my target? How come I don't have all that? Well, you do 236.
You do have a target.
I do.
Yeah, 220.
So next week I'm gonna be at 232.
I'll put that right there so you can.
Yeah.
I get you. Ready? So that's 0.
Yeah, you're good. So you're at 301.
Yours is really working. You're really putting on a challenge here. Maybe I will start trying a little harder here. Okay, time to lose some weight. I'll figure it out now.
That's 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 301. 10 pounds in 2 weeks, and
Is anybody out there worried that I'm not gonna be able to do this?
I am.
Well,
Technically, I'm not out there. I'm in
do
here.
it again.
Yeah, so 301, and
My back's hurting.
I'm gonna have a lot of challenges in the week ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas for 4 days, and I'm going with a guy that is really into food. So that's gonna be kind of hard.
Are you
But
gonna low carb it the whole time?
yep, I'm gonna low carb it the whole time. If I go off the low carbs, it'll be on the second to last day. And I did a video. Actually, I did a video that you can check out. 5 tips for staying fit on a vacation. And here's what I will do. I will eat at buffets whenever I can, with a 1 plate maximum, and I'll get lettuce and I'll get meat. Right. Breakfast, I'm a bacon and eggs guy anyway, so that's pretty easy to maintain.
Remember, we did this one time in Las Vegas ourselves. We did try this.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You can travel, especially in America, because let's face it, there's no shortage of buffets there, right? So yeah, my target next week is 300. Typically, if I go on a vacation, I like to just see if I can just maintain and not fuck up and not gain a bunch of weight, you know what I mean, and go off the deep end. So that's what I'm going to be shooting for. But I will see if I can come in under 300 for next week. I think that'll be good progress if I can get that done. And probably this week, the weight training still won't really be on schedule the way I want it yet, again, because of the travel. But I will probably do one good session before I go, and maybe a good session while I'm in Vegas. I'm going there for the Olympia, and a lot of times you get kind of psyched up and pumped up. See that I'm maintaining a lot of muscle mass without training and without lifting weights and without taking drugs. So that's a bonus of years of powerlifting, right?
Yeah, that sticks around, right?
Yeah, sticking around, man.
Everybody's always told me, yeah, you get yourself big like that, so eventually gonna turn to fat. Yeah, if you don't keep working out. Okay, you done it.
All right. Oh God, I got a cramp from
Yeah,
that.
see what happens? Shouldn't do that. You're almost 50.
Weird. Wow, a cramp right in the back there. All right, so I guess David, we're up to David now.
Okay,
David.
David, let's see what's going on here.
Hold on. David's got to take us through his first 2 weeks and his goals.
The first week went pretty good. I fell off the rails on the weekend. I usually do. I did again this weekend as well. I had a few beers. But I think I'm doing pretty good throughout the week.
We just kind of leave those beers alone.
I'm sticking to it, and I go low carb all day, fasted exercise at least 2 times a week, sometimes 3. So last week I think I got 3 fasted cardio sessions in the morning. I was pretty strict with the no carbs. I think I ate well. I just on Saturday I went out with some of the guys, and but I followed my plan throughout the day. I went no carbs all day. I went to the gym before I went out, but then I went out to a bar, had a bunch of beers and burgers and stuff like that. So it wasn't totally terrible, but
No, why did I admit?
Well, you know what? It's like a deposit account at a bank, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're constantly making deposits, then you can afford a few withdrawals every now and then, right? So if you're constantly putting in good days, getting exercise, staying on diet, then it's a lot more forgiving.
Oh, and David did go to the gym every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
goes
I
to the
went to the gym yesterday, hungover, sweated it out, and
As much as you
went
don't
low
wanna do
carb
this,
all day,
I'm
and then
telling
went
you,
for
it's-
sushi. Like,
Yeah,
it can
for the
be
two of
done.
us, it's a lot less forgiving, right? We have much less margin for error, right? For us, we're allowed maybe one fuck up meal a week, right? If we want to get results, anything more than that, and your status quo, David's got a little more leeway. And for you, David, you weren't really obsessing on weight. You're kind of looking for sort of a gentle kind of drop in weight, but more body recomposition.
I'm looking for abs, in all honesty, right? I'm just trying to cut the weight on just target the fat. And that's it. I'm actually getting a little bit concerned with how much weight I'm dropping.
How much have you lost?
Will put me on the scale, but my goal was to stay around 220, and I think I'm under that now. So
Wow, isn't it ironic?
I know.
All right, let's get in.
My weight fluctuates pretty good. I just gotta make sure I maintain the muscle, right?
Hold on.
He's got some boots on and everything.
I've been weighing with the boots since the first
Yeah,
day, so
if you're wondering why we're wearing all of our stuff,
oh yeah.
it's because it's consistent, right? And I mean, we're not gonna gear down here and wear nothing.
I could take my boots off and drop a few pounds, but
Yeah, that's
we're
too
I'm
easy.
keeping it consistent, right?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, fuck.
Jeez, you gotta wait till it's at 0. Okay, go ahead.
You good? Okay.
So 219.
Wow. There you go.
19, eh?
It was 218 earlier.
You gotta-
guess I drank a
You
pound
got
of
some
energy
Dylan
drink.
to do there.
Well, you're at the gym every day. That's good. You know?
But that's for me was that 4 pounds in 2 weeks.
6 pounds,
So
5
you can-
pounds.
You
5
can
pounds.
Drink, eat what you want, take burner, and you'll still lose weight.
But see, now we're at
Unbelievable, eh?
that's 5 pounds for me. I'm worried about how much of that's muscle as well, right?
Right.
So
So one thing you could do is you could start backloading your workouts a lot more. Like if you're concerned about losing any kind of muscle, then I would position things like gainers and carb ups. I would start introducing carbs at every post workout. Like from here on out.
have been honestly.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you should be fine then. I mean, you look leaner. How's your abs coming? Do you,
They're okay.
Are you
We'll
ready
wait. Give it another week.
Well, you can do leg lifts, and side
I know that-
sides, and a whole bunch of stuff like that.
I
Right?
think. Oh shit! I think I lost another half inch or so off. But
Can you measure his waist? Darren?
it was 38.5 last time.
I think I started at 39,
Yeah.
and then I was at
Here, hold 'em up,
38-ish. I think I can
got
do
it?
it myself.
I think I can do it myself.
Yeah, he's at 30.
38-ish.
Yeah, 38ish.
Depends how tight you pull it, right?
Well, actually, it looks like less than 38. Maybe
maybe a
37
hair
and 3/4.
Yep. If I flex it real good, I can get it down to like 37. So, and that's with a polyester shirt on too.
A polyester blend. Actually, no, it's probably all polyester, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
And
well,
36 was your goal, right? And wow, so you've almost lost 2 inches off your waist.
yeah.
What's your chest?
I don't know. That I might need help measuring.
Eric, can you do his chest?
Yeah.
This is what I'm worried about, right? I think I'm losing the weight up there as well. So,
All right. Let's go see what you're at. Okay, you ready?
yeah.
God, don't get so close to him, Jesus.
It's 46.
46.
That's pulling it tight almost.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah,
So
you're
there
losing
you
it
go.
off your chest. But you know what, though? That's you may have had fat on your chest too, though, right?
Yeah, you
I
got
definitely
fat
do.
everywhere.
I still have fat to lose on my chest, right? So,
You just gotta wait for it to pull away, absorb down.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. I mean, that's...
It's when you're over 300 pounds, then you got some problems here, right?
or if you're much shorter and you're, pushing 230 and...
That's short.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that I was going to lose, if I lost fat, I knew I was going to lose some weight on the chest because I'd have some fat up there. But it's a matter of building the chest at the same time, right? Because I do want to
Yeah,
maintain
and
as much as I can.
Here's another thing. Something that's important is the chest to waist ratio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if your waist is say 80% of your chest, they can both come down, right? And your ratio will probably improve. Like if you lost, this is an extreme example, of course, but if you lost say 8.5 inches off your chest and 9 inches off your waist, then your ratio would have improved from 80% to 75%. That means your waist is 75% of what your chest is.
Yeah.
And so, the lower that number is, the better, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I wouldn't be concerned about losing any size off the chest. It probably just means your chest is becoming more defined, right? I was talking about that the other day. My chest, I had a picture of with no shirt on it. And I thought, the old chest is getting a little saggy there, but
Yeah, I got a little extra weight just right there on the sides.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not really worried. You know what to do.
So there you go. Two of us are on track, and Darren is kind of bringing things into focus here, right? We got.
Do you want to see the truth, or do you want to be lied to? Right? I mean, you can use burner and you still lose weight. That's what everybody comes down.
Yeah, you dropped a little bit, right?
I mean, live, maintain, do everything you always do. Take the burner. I still lost it.
The more closely you follow the burner blueprint, though, the more successful you're likely to be.
Yeah. Now this week, sometimes it takes a week or two to get on track. I mean, you just can't go, okay, I'm going to start the burner diet. Do it right now. I mean, you have to really, 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 really be focused. Now, let's really focus on this. See what we can do now. It's summertime's over. Push a little harder, right, David?
Summertime is usually the best time to do this kind of stuff, though, right?
late.
Unless you're just off,
Well,
barbecues, parties, stuff like that, right? That can kind of distract people. Do you have a longer term goal, like a 6-month goal?
No.
I do. I'm thinking of doing another bench press competition and doing the Winter Open probably in when was it, February?
Not sure.
Yeah.
but
I find me with weight training now, I really have to have a goal that I'm working towards.
You need
you
some
need a goal.
competition.
Yeah,
you
I
need to
need
be held
competition.
accountable.
Yeah, a competition. I mean,
when I work with you in the gym, I can go and drop, and I notice it when I'm around guys that are half my size. They don't push me.
yeah, that's it.
So
It makes a
you look
big.
around, you go, there's no one in here. What do I need to lift weights for?
Yeah, it's when you're training, it's really easy just to show up and go through the motions, right? I see that all the time. You see the same people. Like if you go to a gym, I have my garage gym, but if you go to a regular commercial gym, you'll see the same people week after week doing the same exercise, using the same amount of weight, right?
Maintaining.
Yeah, that's usually not a great sign, right? That means they're just more or less going through the motions and they're not making any progress.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with myself.
Yeah.
I don't have a goal to go to. I just want to stay in shape. I don't want to, ending up going, what happened? Where did this come from? Maybe I had a few too many, one of those frappuccino crappers,
Yeah, and just the goal of staying in shape that is kind of hard, right? Because, like I say, I like to have a competition. Because if I have a competition, I'll work backward. I'll think, what do I want to do at that competition? What do I want to lift? And then I'll structure it backwards from there. And I'll say, okay, if the competition is, say, the middle of February, by the beginning of January, I want to be able to do this. And then by the beginning of December, I want to do this. And beginning of November, this, and so on, right? And so I'm always working towards that, and I'm testing to see if I'm staying on track or not. And if I'm not, I'll step up the work. And if I am, then great, right? So having a competition really can zero you in there. And for me, I mean, that works the best. So I'm going to do one just for that reason.
That sounds good to me.
And David, long-term goals? Like, not long-term, but 6 months or...
Ideally, at the end of this challenge, I'll get the abs that I want, or close to. And then maybe I'll probably do like a small bulk before the next summer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Maybe
just essentially cosmetic body composition.
I honestly like where I'm at. I just want to cut some of this fat and then maintain it. Maybe put on a bit more muscle after that. But then you always run the risk of putting on more fat. Yeah,
Are you doing
it's
core
always
workout?
back and forth.
Are you doing any core workouts to do that? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I do lots of core. Yeah. I usually hit abs and core twice a week now.
You know, a great way to do
Every
abs is
day.
front squats.
Mm.
You want to get those real thick cement-like
Front
front
squats?
abs. Yeah, front squats. Because your
Yeah.
body stabilizes a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we gotta just wait for it to happen, right?
that's right. All right, so any parting words before next week? Make a prediction for next week. What are we going to see out of you?
Okay, I'll get down to 229.
Yeah?
I'll push it.
Hey, he's calling a 7-pound week in the week ahead.
Okay?
229.
I'm really focus on this one. I'm really gonna focus. Okay, I'll eat differently and I really focus on this one. It's just having the blinders on and not having crap around you and really try to work out. And if you have pains and aches, it's a little harder to go for a run.
Yeah. David, what are we going to see from you from next week?
Let's see if I can get the waist down to.
Watch this.
That's great.
Let's see if we can get the waist down to a real 37. Right now it's.
37. Holy shit.
Well, I'm at 38, maybe a bit less. So I'd like to get that real 37 there.
And remember, we're all drug-free, too. No drugs. Oh, and me. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to try to weather the travel over the week ahead and not go fucking crazy with anything. And try to crack under the big 3-0 number. And there you go. That's it.
It's a tough one. But if you really push it, you can do it. I'm supposed to get it down to 230.
Yeah. But you said 227.
229.
227 it is.
I can get it 227. Okay, don't force it. I'll do it then.
No, do 229. If you 7 pounds, we'll be happy with you if you do that.
That'd be huge. That'd be the biggest drop.
I can do it. You
Or
guys,
what'd you get?
you guys are challenging
6.5.
If
Yeah.
you guys are going to challenge
Hey,
me,
if you-
I will do it.
If you get 7, that'll be the biggest drop
If
of
you guys-
anybody here.
Yeah, that'll be the best week if you can do it.
Rick got 6.5 on his first one. So see if you can
I know
beat
what
him
I
out.
have to do, but I just don't want to do it because it's like, holy shit. If you guys challenge me, I'll do it.
Right.
Even the audience out there, the watchers, I'll do it.
All right.
Put some challenges on there, I'll do it.
Yeah. And we hope you enjoyed the audio a little better this time. We'll see how it turns out.
Hopefully it works, right?
Adios.
See ya.